In this video, we're going to talk about how to achieve FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Let's get started. The people who've achieved FIRE are an adventurous bunch from all walks of life, each pursuing financial independence for their own reasons and in their own way. One specific common trait is a burning motivation to have enough money to make money their main motivator. Somewhat ironically, once they've hit their FIRE number, a number that's unique to them, they're filling their days they've preciously spent working with pursuits bringing them happiness. And happiness in many ways, as we all know. For those of you wondering how different people got FIRE, watch on. I'm about to show you how it's done. There's some different variations of FIRE. Within the FIRE movement, several styles dictate lifestyle devotees and if they're able to commit their lives to. First, there's Fat FIRE, which Fat FIRE is a more traditional lifestyle individual savings, more than the average retirement investor. Next is Lean FIRE. Lean FIRE refers to strict adherence to minimalist living and extreme savings, requiring a more restricted lifestyle. Next is Barista FIRE. Barista FIRE refers to followers who've left their traditional 9-to-5 jobs but still work part-time to cover current expenses that would otherwise erode their retirement fund. Next is Coast FIRE, which also applies to part-time job followers, but these proponents have enough savings to fund their retirement and current living expenses. Mr. Money Mustache. One of the most well-known early retirees is Pete Adeni, blogging Mr. Money Mustache. At age 30, he retired by working hard, saving a high proportion of his income, and spending only a very small percentage of his income on daily living. At retirement, he and his family owned their own home and had an investment portfolio of around $600,000. This was enough for him to apply the 4% rule, where they could withdraw up to 4% of their portfolio each year to cover their expenses, but never run out of money. He has lived an incredibly full life since stopping work in 2005, only doing things that increases his happiness. He's clear it's the initial investment amount that still provides everything he needs to live on today. You find yourself able to give back to others when you're free of financial constraints with no expectations of financial gain. So Pete has become a key advocate of FIRE lifestyle and inspires many. I'm about to FIRE. There are many people living right here in our community who quietly pursued FIRE, never bringing it to others' attention. I met a woman who discovered the concept in her 30s and set the goal of retiring by her mid-40s. To achieve her goal, she worked hard on her profession to generate as much income as she could, cleaning up all debt and keeping her expenses extremely low through careful budgeting and careful spending that released cash to invest. She paid her own home and then immediately channeled that mortgage payment into her investments, which, like many in the FIRE community, are predominantly into index funds and retirement accounts, while also keeping an emergency fund and cash on hand. Her final move was to sell her valued home, buying a cheaper cash house in a cheaper city. This bold move let her reach her number FIRE. At age 45, she left her job and started the next chapter of her life, a purple life. If you're struggling to find examples of how to FIRE in your group of friends, then go to Instagram or other social media outlet, as it's full of people from around the world documenting their journey in detail. I follow Instagram's Purple Life. She recently gave her job notice and retired early after just over 5.5 years of saving, 3,376 working days, 3 jobs, and 1 career change. She was only 30 years old. She has a net worth of about $540,000 and is debt-free. To get there, she doubled her salary, cut her living costs by half. She currently lives in Airbnbs and traveled to places with lower living costs, known as geo-arbitrage. People who FIRE think outside the box and are not afraid to do things unlike most. They're disciplined, dedicated, and focused for a long time, knowing in their heart that the end goal will be more than worth it. Go big and then FIRE. Earning as much as possible is a key strategy for FIRE. Some do this as an employee, others do this as a next step and become the employer. They build a company strategically and get it to a point where they can sell a large enough asset. Holding on to an income-producing business is technically not part of the FIRE strategy because that business still relies on you to be present, and the key to FIRE is not having to work. I spoke to a New Zealand-based couple with 6 children, no less, who did that. Starting at $0, they built a company while using debt to buy several apartments. Their company's sale paid off all their housing debt, meaning they'll collect the rent to provide them with income in the years ahead. Using the company's sale profit, they also invested in the share market and received a passive income through dividends and capital gains. Their final move was to sell their large family home and move into a smaller, cheaper home they own. This released more cash they could invest. Started with $0 in their 30s and now aged in their early 50s. They can spend all the time they want doing what they love. Light your own fire. You can't just wake up one morning and decide to fire today, but you can wake up one morning and decide to start your journey to financial independence so you can retire early on a specific date in the future. Remember, the sooner you start, the younger you can reach your goals. Your pursuit of fire is entirely in your own hands, and you will need to make deep cuts to your lifestyle to free up money to invest. You will need to work hard and earn the highest possible income and stay focused for a long time. The key to fire is also contentment and learning to keep your living expenses low, living well below your means, because you will need a smaller amount of money to retire. Here's a simple yet powerful example of what life can add to. For every $100 you can cut your expenses every month, fire needs $30,000 less. $100, when you multiply that, that's about $1,200. And $1.25, multiply that by $30,000, and you can do the math from there. The FIRE community has learned many hacks to get them to their goal faster, and a welcoming community is waiting to help you do the same. Just Google early retire financial independence to see what I mean. Surely those who put in the effort and swim against the tide reap the rewards and enjoy life lived differently to most. In my experience, I find these people generous with their time and energy because they have plenty of both. People who fire want others to do the same for their own reasons. Their retirement years may look different from the next person, but the point is they can structure their day on their own terms, and that's a very powerful way of living your life. What do you think of our list? Do our videos help? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification before you go. Thank you for watching.